Looks like things are really going to get bad in a couple of years. New York lawmaker wants sex ed for kindergartners. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready for the latest woke wave in education. Comprehensive sex ed for kids as young as 5, thanks to a new bill in state Senate. Legislation sponsored by State Senate Samra G. Brooke, a freshman Democrat from Rochester, would tie New York's health curriculum to standards written by a left-wing interest group that advocates sex ed for social change that will make those lessons mandatory statewide. I remember a couple of years ago, I did a live stream talking about how they have professors going to TED Talks trying to say pedophilia is a sexual orientation. Well, look what's happening now. Look what's happening now. Under that group's current standards, public and charter schools would have to teach 5-year-olds about gender identity and instruct 8-year-olds on hormone blockers to prevent puberty in transgender identifying preteens. Wow. Wow. Kids as young as 11 would get lectures on vaginal, oral, and anal sex, study queer, two-spirit, asexual, pansexual, and other gender identities, and receive explicit instruction on the use of external and internal condoms, dental dams, and other contraceptives. Basically destroying their innocence. Kids at 5 should be, running around, playing with footballs or toys, or, watching Blue's Clue or Romper Room or Sesame Street, not learning this crap. Brooke told the Post, "I am greatly concerned about the unacceptably high incidence of relationship violence, sexual harassment, and assault, and online bullying in our society today. We must equip the next generation with the skills and education they will need to thrive." How is telling 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds about sex ed teaching them to thrive in our society? What sense does that make? But a proposal would legally link New York schools to the shifting recommendations of the Sexuality Information and Education Council of the United States, SIECUS. "We would be outsourcing our curriculum to this outside organization," said Assembly Michael Reilly, Representative Staten Island, a member of the Education Committee. "That's a concern." Some parents are also worried. The state constitution guarantees a basic education, but nowhere does it say we have to prepare our kids to change their sex if they want to, said Sam Perizaro of the New York City Parents Union. "We have schools where 95% of kids can't read or do math at grade level." Oh my God. This is crazy, man. This is insane. It really is. Back in the day, they had a group called NAMBLA, and there was a group trying to lobby for the right to have relationships with young kids. And in those days, in the 70s, they got the crap beat out of them because everybody knew back then it was wrong, it was sick and inhumane. I mean, everybody was whooping their behind. Catholic priests, black, white, they just united to just stomp those people to the ground, kick them out of, ever showing their wicked, evil face again. And now you got this. You have this. Basically, this is a pedophile's wet dream. And this is what that's coming from politicians in office now. I say politicians because they're the people backing this nonsense. Okay. We have schools where 95% of our kids can't read or do math at grade level. And now they want to bring in these complicated social justice issues. That's BS. Pretty much. Even parents who approve of sex ed in school are queasy about the envelope pushing topics that the law would require. Honestly, Schools shouldn't be teaching this. It should be the parents teaching them about sex ed. Schools should have home economics. Schools should have auto mechanic lessons, teaching them construction tools, trades, because not everybody's, college degree material. Okay. That should be on the forefront, not this. It's inappropriate, said Ken Jewell, a Manhattan family law attorney whose 2 children attend New York public elementary schools. These are the things kids that age are not capable of comprehending yet. Jewell favors early grade instruction on personal space and pedophilia protection, but thinks Burke's measure goes too far. It goes way too far, and it's crazy. As a dad, I want my kid armed enough to know if something's wrong, he said, but I do not want to put knowledge in their heads that takes away the innocence of childhood. Pretty much takes away the innocence of childhood. And, this is what the left wants. This is what they want. This is what they wanted all along. A recent study by Montclair State University professors boosted early sex education as a way of preventing child sex abuse and later partner violence by giving them hormone blockers. Right. I am in love with the SEICUS standards, declared child psychologist Dr. Kelly Robinson Donahue. They discuss all aspects of human sexual development and relationships and promote better communication about uncomfortable topics. The knowledge both protects kids and prepares them. No, at 5 years old, 8 years old, they don't know this. They don't understand this stuff. At 8 years old, 5 years old, they want to watch, action movies and play video games, eat pizza, and drive their parents crazy. What any 5-year-old, 8-year-old normal kid does. This is crazy, man. This is insane. It really is. And it's sad that you got people who think this is okay. And you got to wonder about their mental health if they think this is okay. New York is one of the 22 states that lacks a statewide sex ed requirement. State laws leaves the topic to local school districts to decide. Other than HIV/AIDS instruction, which is required for grades K to 12, using lesson plans consistent with community values. Why? What do kindergartners need to know about Oh boy. In New York City public schools, that means lower grade instruction on viruses and the immune system, with no mention of sexual contact until 4th grade. Middle and high schoolers receive sexual health education in city schools starting in the 6th grade. Again, no child at 5 and 8 should be learning this stuff. 11th and 12th grade, they need to be knowing about the birds and the bees, consequences of having sex before marriage, and that makes more sense. That makes more sense that way. I could understand that. They could understand the complications of what happens when you get an STD. Okay. Child support, becoming an early parent at a young age when you can't afford a child. Those things they should learn so they won't make those mistakes. Being real. Okay. That should be at the forefront at 11th and 12th grade. Not at those young levels. And it's crazy. But this is the left. This is all this is insane, man. Nowadays, just educate your own kids. No freaking way. Yeah, man. Yeah. Class 1 probe, I agree. I agree. It's just better to homeschool your kids now. And the government hates homeschooling. The government hates homeschooling. All right. And it's just it's insane. It really is. Because this is really isn't anything new, actually, because as I said before, you had professors, university teachers getting on TED Talks and saying that pedophilia is a sexual orientation. My mouth dropped when I first heard that. When you think about it, all these conspiracy theories about how, there's this cabal and how they want to try and bring in pedophilia and hey, look what's happening. What did I just tell you about NAMBLA, National American Men Boy Lovers Association? Okay. Can't hey, this is something that they had in the works for a long time. All right. All with this LGBT, you know, all with this amazing Desmond. Yeah, they had a young child drag queen. Uh, his mother put him up to it, dancing in adult bars. This is what you know. This is what goes on, man. This is what goes on, and there's an agenda. All right, Biden is pushing this agenda, and it's sad. The left, everything with this presidency, it's slowly coming to fruition. Well, don't get me wrong, both sides are scum. All right. But the depravity is coming through the Biden presidency. And I really think he's just continuing where Obama left off. All right, that's all I got to say for now. Like the commentary, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.